Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here with an update on the Resilient Jenkins. In my opinion, they're not very resilient. They're just two lazy parents that are using their children to make money on TikTok. But we're going to go over kind of what's happened over the last 24 hours. They have responded, and we also have an update on their betting situation for their two of their children. So we're going to go over everything in this video. If you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so at the top, I just want to say thank you for the support on my part one of this family. You know, covering families and, specifically when it's having to do with poverty and money and living conditions, it's a very touchy topic that I cover with grace. I try to do my best. Of course, emotions do kind of take over once in a while because it's very enraging and it's upsetting to see what these parents are willing to do to go viral and make money on social media when their kids are stuck right in the middle of their mess and their nonsense. So I just wanted to say thank y'all for being open to having the conversation and calling this what it is, and that is to lazy entitled parents that are grifting on the internet. That's just what it is. So we're going to get back into our judgy mode today and go over their public response, and also the bunk beds were delivered and her husband had to get off of his ass and build the bunk beds. But there are a couple of red flags in that video. But first, before I get ahead of myself, let's go over their response and basically them throwing their children under the bus.
Well, it's not.
I guess a public response, kind of.
Yeah, our public response.
Cool. What should we address first?
Let's address the child support thing.
Child support. Okay. The child support and child. I have the one other child. I've been paying child.
I am going to be bleeping that child's name out of my video because the mother said that she did not want this child's info on the internet, and I completely and fully support her. So I will be bleeping the name out. Shame on Drew for putting his 12-year-old son on blast like that. It goes to show the distasteful, disrespectful nature in which these two people exist.
Support via garnishments ever since I can remember. I worked out with W-2.
So let's talk really quick about wage garnishment. If your wages are being garnished for child support, that means that you were not paying the way that you should have been paying. Therefore, the state had to step in and say, we're just going to take your money because you're not doing your parental responsibility in this situation by paying child support. So if you're not going to pay it, we're going to take it. And that also obviously goes to show that here we are, current day, you're talking about not wanting a W-2 job, and now we understand why. Pardon the noise because the grass is being cut right now, so if y'all hear that, I will do my best to talk when it's more distant, but either way, that's the noise. Apologies, but let's keep going.
Since I was 18, 19. Worked nights, multiple jobs, never made above 22 an hour.
Work jobs that worked your body to the bone. And
yeah, I worked retail, I worked overnight, I worked at Home Depot. Where else did I work? I worked at Jackson's. I worked at Grocery Outlet. I pumped gas. I pumped gas. I did HVAC for a year, and even HVAC. People say, "Oh, HVAC, you pay." Hey, I was there for a year, doing the most work, coming on the weekends to do scrap metal, and then going to Jackson's. And I only got a $4 raise after a year, and people got an $8 raise, making 32 plus, and they sat me at 24.
Now, the HVAC company, that's a whole other story in and of itself, because he drove all over the place for that company. he was the one working the hardest for that company.
The complaint was, oh, you're requesting too many days off. Yes, because I want more money, so I'm trying to find other ways to make money. And so and then I went back to Jackson's. Went back to Jackson's full time and worked days and nights, worked 60 hours plus, and tried to make sure I washed every window, tried to do every little detail to get any kind of tips.
This man has done everything he can
The child
to
support,
provide.
the child support thing. I don't know what to tell anybody. I've been paying for years via garnishment.
Imagine saying that you worked your fingers or hands to the bones and then go on to say that you were working retail. And then to say that you were working for an HVAC company and you were upset that you weren't making what you wanted to make, but you were also underperforming, calling out of work, and complaining about making more than a lot of people make on an hourly wage. And now you have all these kids, you're trying to, have kids and make more kids and not pay child support and grift on the internet, all while you're refusing to work a job because you don't want more wage garnishments to support a child that you made. I want more money, so I'm going to call out of work more and not show them what I'm really worth and then complain about it.
They've taken out 9-10 grand from taxes, and I let them. I didn't fight any of it. If the other party hasn't received it, that is not on me. I don't have any of that money. I think I owe $6,000 is all I owe, which most of that got taken care of last year, and everything else is via garnishment, except for now, because I haven't gotten. I guess except for now.
Anytime they're garnishing your pay, that means that you were given clear instruction and an opportunity to pay something and you didn't pay it, so they're going to take it with force. I don't understand why this is being like a ta-da, gotcha guys, here's the real info. It makes you look worse. This entire response makes them look even worse than they did before.
I'm 4 or 5 months behind. Things happen. It's not like I don't know about it. What else? What else? Huh?
They want to know why you're not involved in stuff.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
I don't need to explain why. I don't need to explain everything. I can't explain everything.
And that's the thing. It's not their life for us to explain. It's our.
Okay, why aren't you involved in your teen son's life? You don't have to explain that. What kind of response is that? Y'all are grifting and expecting the internet to buy out Amazon wish lists and send you donations in your live streams and be part of this community. But when the hard questions are answered, it's, I don't have to, I don't want to, I'm not gonna. Which really falls right in line with their entire way of living. It's the lazy, entitled, nonsensical circus that these two are living by. It's embarrassing.
Life, it's our perspective, it's what we've been through.
Well, people are gonna judge regardless,
and that's fine.
I know. I've been judged all my life. I'm just letting them know they think the child support's one thing, and this.
Listen, when you are abandoning your role as a parent and you put that on the internet, yes, people are gonna judge you. When you are putting out there that you are an awful individual, people are going to judge you.
If they believe people are gonna believe one side or the other. That's entirely up to whoever watches or listens to this. And same with the job thing. I've worked and people think, oh, you never, blah, blah, blah. I've worked, I always work. And I hate not working. But I hate also not getting paid for my time or for my worth. And people say, oh, you don't.
But you were getting paid for your time and your work. And you clearly have a very bad resume and job history. No wonder you have hopped from job to job. It's because to me, it sounds like you want to sit on your ass and collect $50 an hour for doing nothing, or maybe doing the bare minimum because you are entitled and you have an ego problem, sir. If you want to continue making children and bring kids into this world, then you're going to have to get off your ass and actually realize that I need to man up and provide for these children, even if it is doing a job that is working you too hard, or maybe it's not paying you $50 an hour under the table so that you can continue to avoid your wages being garnished.
Know your worth. Of course I know my worth. Everybody should know their worth.
Hence why we're no longer.
I've done plenty of jobs in my lifetime. I feel like I should get paid a certain amount.
Yeah, you've done plenty of jobs in your lifetime, but if you're bouncing from HVAC to retail to car detailing, like you're not building your experience. So if you're going in all these different industries, of course they're going to start you at a lower wage because you have no experience in this industry. Why is that so hard to understand?
What else are we addressing? The destructiveness.
Yeah, there's
A speculation going around that we bought, quote unquote, bought foam toppers for our kids. They had frames, they had mattresses, sheets, pillows.
Sheets, pillows, and a blanket is called the works to these parents. Having blankets and pillows on your child's bed is called the works. That is just the grand entry, guys. Here's a bed, here's blanket and pillows. Y'all got the works. They really get into throwing their kids under the bus here, and they are, in my opinion, they are lying. But if they are telling the truth about their kids being destructive, it is because you have all of these young kids who have a lot of energy, nowhere to release that energy because they're not going out of the house. They're not going out on adventures. They're not going for a really long walk and exerting all of the energy that they have. They are trapped in this tiny little apartment while mom and dad are, smoking trees in the bedroom. I don't believe them, because I think that they're both grifting liars. So, but if it were to be true, children don't just become destructive. And I don't know if he's trying to say these kids are like the Hulk or what, but I know when I was a kid, I wouldn't be able to tear up sheets and tear up pillows, and it doesn't make sense. But let's keep going.
The works, even little drapes on their
princess tapestries.
They hung on everything and bent everything and broke it and tore it down, and
kids are destructive. They're especially our two girls. They
bent the hell out of the metal frames and all that, making it more or less a hazard. So
You're trying to tell me that small children bent a metal bed frame. Literally, he's trying to say that these kids are like the Hulk.
To remove it from the house, and then they tore up their sheets and all bed covers and all that. And if you guys don't know, when anybody orders a bed is a giant piece of foam. When you go on to order a bed, it says foam mattress or memory foam with the pillow topper. It's all foam.
So allow Drew to educate us on what a mattress is. He is completely incorrect. Putting your children on a 4 or 5 inch piece of foam is not the equivalent of a mattress. It's just not. Do you think that if people could save a bunch of money by not buying a mattress and just getting a piece of foam, if it was the same thing, don't you think that we would see more people sleeping on foam? Do not try to educate us. Thank God you didn't go into the mattress industry, because this guy would just be spewing all kinds of disinformation all over random people.
If you guys didn't know, it's just I thought that was common knowledge, but I guess that's something that you guys know now.
There's this impression that
this talking down that they do to people is disgusting. And if I was somebody who was on their side and wanted to try to help these kids, the parents are ruining it. by literally talking down to people and being like, oh, well, in case you didn't know, now you know, it's just the same thing. I cannot stand the attitude that both of them are giving people. Y'all are wrong. You put it online. You were called out, and now you want to sit here and try to talk down to people and...
I don't want better for the children, which doesn't make any sense to me. That's all I want, is better for our kids. More space, more opportunity. And you say, oh, she's been...
So she's saying that for 3 years she has wanted better for her kids, but it hasn't happened. Well, now you went viral. And like I said in my last video, on November 15th, they are going to get paid out from the TikTok Creator Fund for all of this exploitation that they have been doing. So me, and I know a lot of other people, will be looking for what happens in the second half of November. Once you have that money in your account or, whatever, what are you going to do about it? In my opinion, I guarantee this situation is not going to change because they were sent bunk beds and they've already refused to give up that master bedroom. Instead, they're putting the bunk beds in the living room and putting a security bar on the front door in their very dangerous neighborhood.
Posting about this for 3 years, and for 3 years I've been doing my absolute best to try to make something happen. And I did too. I worked W-2 jobs for a long time, and I'm not gonna justify the reason that being home with my kids. It's either I pay someone to watch my kids and raise them a way that I don't agree with, or I stay home and raise my kids and get to watch them grow and become their people. And that's the choice.
Nobody ever had an issue with being a stay-at-home mom. That was never, at least from all of the videos that I've seen, and I've seen probably well over 100 by now, I've not seen anyone say she should not be a stay-at-home parent. Not once. Not even in like a roundabout way. People have raised issues with the cleanliness, the health, the fact that they are in the master bedroom and her kids are sleeping on the floor. The fact that she had cats that she couldn't properly take care of when they needed extreme medical attention. This has nothing to do with she shouldn't be a stay-at-home mom. So let's stay on topic.
That I would rather have.
Oh, and of course, people think I want to stay in a one bedroom.
That's
No.
what I'm saying. They think we want to stay.
They think we want to stay in
here.
one bedroom. Things have increasingly got more expensive.
Okay, if you don't want to be in a one bedroom, then stop having kids. It's really not that hard. Y'all are planning to have more children, knowing that you're in that one bedroom and knowing that y'all will not give up that master bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
My rent has gone up.
It's gone up $300 since we got together.
Yeah, because it was what, $950.
Yeah.
People are going to judge me and have always judged me. All my life. That's nothing new to me. That's nothing new to me. All I know is I'm trying to do the best with what I got. How I'm trying to do the best with what I have and how I know best. And people say, yes, get a W-2. I would love to get a W-2 that paid me decent enough. But getting a W-2 at 18...
Most W-2 jobs are sucking the life out of you. How so, ma'am? How so? How so is the fact that you're paying taxes sucking the life out of you? Most jobs in the United States are W-2, unless you're an entrepreneur or you're literally making money under the table. W-2 and the manual labor, those two don't automatically belong together. She just wants him to make money and not have to have his wages garnished, because once he's a W-2 employee, that is exactly what's going to happen. And these two are both very greedy and self-centered.
To just got to be about the pay? Why does nobody consider the health aspect? That most of these W-2 jobs are sucking the life out of you. Why doesn't that matter?
Oh, because they don't care. It's not, and I get it. It's not about me. It's about my kids. But also, I can't.
Well, you don't want to be here for your kids.
That's the thing. I want to be here for my kids, and I don't want a job to suck the life out of me. So I'm coming home.
Listen, people work hard. They work hard for their families. They work hard for their kids. That's part of being an adult. I don't understand this like, oh, well, I don't want to be too tired. I don't want to work too hard. You're an adult and you choose to continue having kids. You're going to have to work hard. Get over it. Let's stop with this pity party of like, I'm working too hard. I'm not making enough money. Y'all are the ones that are choosing to continue to reproduce.
I'm going to work hating my job, and I'm hating my life because my job is sucking the life out of me. That's how Jackson's was. Jackson's was okay, but it was
If we had worked at Jackson's, we will be stuck here the rest of the kids' lives. We made the decisions we made to get out of here.
Yeah,
business.
I guess here's the other thing. They'll probably say, get a second job. I've had second job, and this is why I am pre-diabetic and on heart medication.
So the pity party, whatever, take it and just shut up with the pity party. Let's also go back to the fact that he was literally sitting there complaining about a $4 raise. Do you realize that when most people get an annual raise, it's 50 cents, 75 cents, maybe $1? And you're sitting here whining about $4, and it was a job that you didn't even go to. You wanted to continue to call out and demand more money.
I had a heart attack and went in the AFib, and I'm on heart pressure medication. Not making an excuse, but I overworked myself and didn't eat and didn't sleep and didn't eat and didn't sleep to make sure bills were getting paid. I would like a job that's one job. If I would have.
Now let's jump over to this video that is the most recent upload on their channel. This is probably the most manual work that Drew has done in the last 5 years, aside from, trying to impregnate his wife so that they can have endless amount of kids. But what I want to touch on is they built the bunk beds. Yes, they're still in the living room, but this bottom bunk bed, I don't know if it was put together incorrectly. I don't know, but they literally put these pieces of foam on the bunk beds. You can see this bottom bunk bed is still sitting on the floor, and without giving this piece of foam any clearance, you're still not making room for, if moisture gets trapped under there, then it's seeping through the foam onto the sheets. Moisture is a very scary thing, obviously that can lead to mold issues. And so, yeah, they have a bunk bed, but it's still foam, and it's the one child is still sleeping on the floor, and they are still in the living room. Now, I guess they wanted to say, well, she said 2 additional door locks as well as an alarm. So here's my thing. Why don't you still go ahead and use this door lock and use the alarms? But why isn't it that it's your man and you sleeping in the living room? This is still very cowardly. It's soft behavior. This might be a small improvement in some people's eyes, but I think that it's feeding the issue, and I don't think that these parents are proving anything. I don't think that they're showing, wow, like we got called out and we're going to do better for the safety and well-being of our children. But I'll have to wait and see how y'all feel about this. I will be very interested. And again, like I said in part 1, I worry about these children, and it's just really unfortunate. Kids don't ask to be born. They don't ask to be put into a poverty household like this and be, subjected to these kinds of things and be used as pawns for the internet. And it hurts my heart. But either way, that's the update on the Jenkins. We'll continue to see kind of what happens. But for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.